And we're live, and Dr. Hart's not here yet, but that's okay because we're going to start incorporating some more professional things. Like I feel that we need opening music. So here. Welcome in, everybody. Oh, that's good, right? Professional. You need theme music. You need to open it up with something. Where's Dr. Art? Dr. Art, where are you? So who we got in the house here? Oh wow. Okay. Barry Cuda, what's happening? You need help. All right, Barry Cuda, what kind of help you need? Cop Car Steve, what's happening? Joker, Scott, No Cash Garage. Hey man, what's going on? Yeah, you are hanging out with us tonight. Yeah. Jacob Moore. Yeah, join the cool kids in the Clutch Club. Yeah. Cop Car Steve says, we are the kings of the automotive world, and then we have our Joker. Don't talk like that about Dr. Art. Where is he? Dr. Art. Patrick, what's happening, man? Scott, anyone here ever make homemade traction bars? Wanting to use tractor top links and fab them myself. Make sure you got your geometry right, brother, man. Geometry is everything. Ask me questions about traction bars. I can probably answer your questions. Cop Car Steve says I feel like I'm in the big room in the doctor's office waiting to get into the little room to meet Dr. Tickle. That's weird, bro. That's really weird. Yes. Dawson Spawn. Love all about your shows. Can you provide the info on a late Sunny D pro motocross on a late set? Sunny D, who's that? Pro motocross in the late 60s, 70s, right out of Ghost Motorcycle Shop in New York on CZs. I had a hunch. I have no idea what you're talking about. Richard Hayes, what's happening, man? Leckler Studio. Hey, Leckler. Frank Moreau. Yes. Sniper Prone F Mods. Yeah. That's a shame. I Hate Cars, the ballad. Jacob Bowman. What did I just come in on? Theme music, bro. I'm trying to raise the level of everything. Yes. Yeah. So right. Rest in peace, Kyle Loftus, founder of 1320 Video. He was a pioneer. I've never met him. We've never crossed paths or anything like that. But I recognize his accomplishments. He that's where Cletus came from. Kyle was a pioneer in this whole street racing, drag racing, media world. And yeah, I don't know what happened to him. Like I said, I've never met him. We don't have any mutual friends or connections or anything like that. But yeah, he was a good guy. I did see that video where a couple of weeks ago, was it, that Cletus gave him a vet, which was nice. That was a really nice gesture. But yeah. Richard Hayes, thank you for buying the super sticker. Katie Best, what's happening? Sniper Prone for yes, Sniper. Tony, why you have that? Because I got it, and you don't. Go ahead and hate me. Zero is in the house. What's happening, brother, man? Phil Dodge Fury, 72 TX340. Abel D. Yes, you did make it here, brother, man. You did make it here. Scott is saying all the robots where I work play songs like that as they go around the plane. I was trying to figure out. I didn't know. I honestly, I wasn't sure, right, whether to go with demo A, which is what I hit, or demo B. I'm not feeling that one. I'm not feeling that one. That's good theme music. Okay. Let's see. The Formula 350. Boomer is in the house. You danced. Yes. That was the whole idea, to get everybody up off their feet and then whee. Kerosene cucumbers. Carmudgeon. Hola, buds. Put the money on my felon friend's book. Oh, got to put money on my felon friend's book. Oh, yeah, keep him in that commissary, man. Michael Buteau, what's happening, brother? Well, I'm just going to spend the whole night just greeting people. I think that's all anybody really comes for anyway. Joker, speaking of rear ends and hooking, what improvements can be done to an independent rear? Scrap it and put a solid axle in there. In my mind, there's nothing you can do to an independent rear. I mean, it's done. You know, obviously, there are plenty of independent rears out there that work, but an independent rear will never, ever work as good as a solid axle. Unless you're like one of them alternative lifestyle people, and you go around turns and all that other stuff. But I try not to get involved in that. I'm a pure American boy, you know what I'm saying? And straight is great. And there is no place in my universe for an independent rear suspension. Barracuda on Mopars, the leaf springs are the traction bars. Uncle Tony told me yes, to an extent. I mean, pinion snubbers still play a role. Yes. Let me see. Moon Bear Shadow. I have a question about needing clearance on an Edelbrock carburetor. Will a 2-inch air cleaner spacer help with performance? You mean a spacer between the air cleaner and the top of the carburetor? Probably not, unless it's unless you're doing one of those low-profile air cleaners, which I always felt were kind of dubious. Like the base plate looks like it's ideal to use by itself, but when you put the lid on it, it looks like it's just but a 2-inch air cleaner spacer, I don't think you're going to see any performance gain, honestly. Now, under the carburetor, it's a different story. Territory or all-terrain 84, what did you click on? That's a damn good question. I ask myself that all the time. Casey Rudolph, how's it going? First time watching you live. How do you like it so far? Have I lived up to your expectations? Or did you even have any expectations? Would you come back? Why are you here? Why have you stuck around as long as you have? Curious minds want to know. Let's see. Dawson spot. That would be Sonny DeFeo. No biggie. Oh, no relation to me. Oh, okay. Yes, you were asking the question before, and I'm sorry. My head was not there, but no, I've heard of him, but I'm not any relation. Although I got to tell you, I've got a whole part of the clan, like cousins, that were in Long Island, and that would include the Amityville Horror DeFeos. I've got a whole clan that kind of broke off from the main family, or I should say my family broke off from the clan. That was, not the KKK, obviously, but the DeFeo clan. So it's quite possible we're related, but I'm unaware of it. Mopar K is in the house. What's happened? I haven't seen you in quite a while. I'm glad you're back. Always good to have you, Mopar K. Let's see. KC Rudolph, 446 pack. Center carb booster drips after I shut off. Suggestions, please. Check the O-ring. Check the O-ring at the needle and seat. So pop the needle and seat out, and you'll see there's a little tiny O-ring in there. Okay, because now when you shut it off, fuel pressure rises, and if that's even the slightest bit leaky, it'll push fuel past that and drip into the boosters. That's probably what it is. Check that. And Leckler Studio, thank you for the super chat. Problem resolved. You were right about the Bendix drive last week. Thank you so much for your guidance and empowerment. Yes, yes. I feel like I've actually accomplished something with that. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Let's see. Barracuda. Some Americans like hitting the apex and carving through turns. Well, I mean, yeah, like some Americans like to wear tutus and dance around and frolic around on the subway, right? You know, I'm like, there's this. You have all kinds of Americans. Okay, we have people who dress up like pets. Have you seen this? They dress up like dogs and stuff, and they get walked around on a leash. Have you seen that? So yes, there's of course some Americans like hitting the apex and carving through turns. I get it. I know. And to me, you're all okay. You know what I mean? It's just I just think it's really weird. That's all. It's like I don't quite understand it, but let's see. Joker turns can be fun. Something like Taylor the Dragon would be a hell of an experience. On a motorcycle, I think motorcycles are built to make turns, and cars are made to go straight. That's just my thing. Let's see. Fuel pressure, 911. Tony, I just finished my Ford 460 rebuild. Holly 4160 carb. Cranks doesn't start. May have bad fuel. Did you try priming it? Just pour some good fuel, down the carburetor. Also, was spilling out of the oil pan where the dipstick tube meets. Any thoughts? Wish me luck. Also, was spilling out of the oil pan. What's spilling out of the oil pan? Is it fuel? I don't know what you're saying. But yeah, give it a spritz. Give it a couple of a gulp of regular gasoline right down the carburetor and see if it kicks. If it doesn't kick, then your problem is someplace else. Let's see. All-Terrain 84. Have you ever made your own flow bench or flowed heads before and after porting? No, because I'm not that person. Like I'm not an engine builder. I don't do that. Okay, the type of racing that I did when I was racing, nobody cares about flow. Flow means nothing. Okay, it's just jam as much nitro in there as you can and send it. So flow was meaningless. And as far as gasoline, like that kind of stuff, no, I was never that guy that was actually on a professional level. I was out there playing around. You know what I'm saying? And to this day, I'm just playing around. I don't really care. I'm not looking for the extra 3 horsepower. I don't race NASCAR. I don't race in any type of competitive series. So no, I never bought with a flow bench, and I just don't care. Does that make any sense? I just don't care. Paul Cabazola's in the house. What's happening, Paul? Zero. Boss, the Tech Night accomplished something. A win's a win. I don't know what it accomplished, but Zero, you missed the beginning of this. I'm introducing theme music. Wait, that wasn't the one. That was the one. What do you think? And it's pink. There's Mo Parquet. I got that for you. Okay. Let's see. Um, let's see. Jacob Bowman, how do you feel about the EPA putting E15 in everything? One gas station by me has gone full E15 now. I don't know. They haven't done it around here. I don't really think it's going to make that much of a difference. So here's the thing that you have to understand about the E10. It's not all. See, that's the thing. Okay, it's a maximum of 10%. It doesn't mean that you're always going to get 10% ethanol. Even when it says you pump to a 10% ethanol pump, it can only be 2% in there or 8%. It's a maximum of 10%. So now it would be a maximum of 15%, but that changes from area to area, and it changes from season to season, and it changes from altitudes and stuff like that, because gasoline is formulated for all different situations, also different circumstances. The extra 5% ethanol, I don't really see that as being an issue. I mean, yes, I'm sure you're going to give up that much, but it's not going to really change the way the characteristics where an engine will typically run. If it really bothers you that much, increase your jetting by 1 or 2 thousandths, and then call it a day. Let's see. Bishop's Bakery is just saying hi before trivia with a 95-year-old. Keep it real and don't forget those thumbs. Yes, the thumbs up are good. Thank you for reminding people about the thumbs up. Useful entertainment. What is happening? Where's Mexican Spec? I don't know where Mexican Spec is, and I do not know where Dr. Art is, but that's okay. Yes, Zero, we have music. We're going to open with music from now on. Katie Best saying, hey, we get it again. Best night ever. What do we get again? World of Woodchip, how is your flat track bike coming? We were actually working on it today. I was over at the shop with Sean, and he was doing his first. I don't want to interfere because he's his first Sportster engine teardowns, and I want him to get familiar with it. But yeah, we started pulling stuff apart. Can't find anything obviously wrong with it yet. The pistons look okay. The jugs look okay. The cylinder heads look okay. The cam cover came off. Everything looks right inside there. A lot of gritty material in the primary. So I don't know. We're going to keep tearing it down. Probably finish it up tomorrow, and then I'll have an idea what's going on with it. Let's see. Paul Capizol saying that be careful of music is probably copyrighted. You know, I didn't even think of that, bro. Didn't even think of that. Let me see something. I don't know if you guys can hear. Hang on, I'm looking. All right. So I'm gonna play some. Kathy found some of our old podcasts that we did before we started doing YouTube, about a year before. So this is like probably 9 or maybe even 10 years ago at this point. So she found 4 episodes, and I want to play you guys. I got to play you guys the very beginning of it, and I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear it or not. So let me see. Okay, so here, listen to this intro. Could you guys make that out? Okay. I'm looking for anybody. Could you hear that? What I just played? Frozen? No. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Sorry then. I can't click over. Oh, wait. Okay. I think I can do it. Hang on a second. Because I saw Dr. Art do this. No, I can't do it. All right. I'll figure it out. I wanted to play you guys the first like 30 seconds of our old podcast. And there's because there's a story with it too. And we put a bunch of sound clips together, and then a band. There's like a musical intro for like, because this is what the thing was back in the day, podcasts. So we had like a 30-second intro, music and all of that. And I actually had a band. I had a full band, 5-piece band in this room, and we recorded that opening music. But now I can't play it for you. I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, and I'll get it. Okay. But yeah, we're not frozen. I was just trying. I had to navigate away from here for a second to get it, and it didn't quite work. Let's see. No, it sounded like a fart or something. Oh, nothing happened. Okay. I'm just scrolling back up here. Hardy Boy. First time I've been able to attend a live stream in a while. I would usually have to listen to it the next day. Well, welcome. What's bad for your health? Lisa B. What's bad for my health, Lisa B? Oh, no smoking in the house. It stinks. I know, but I'm like right on the edge of the spectrum. Okay. And so my whole personality is a finely tuned mix of caffeine, nicotine, and sugar. And if any of those things are off, I'm useless. I mean, completely useless. I can't communicate. I just sit in the corner and rock back and forth. So yes, necessary. Fubar, thank you for putting up the link to my merch. Uncle Tony's Garage, the place where you can't buy this shirt, but you can buy. Jeez, I don't have any merch. I thought I had shirts here because I was supposed to show you the new shirt. But yes, we have our new shirt. I am the computer shirt. We got the Nitro shirt. We got all this stuff in there. So UncleTony'sGarage.com. Thank you for putting up that link, Fubar. Let's see. Useful entertainment. YouTube is being flooded with scary videos about E15 fuel, really making people go crazy. I don't know why people go nuts about stuff like that. I've been running the E10 in literally every single thing I own for as long as E10 has been around, because I don't want to be a slave to any particular type of gasoline. I don't want to have everything set up so that it runs on only ethanol-free gas, and then you be in an area where you need gasoline and all you can find is 10, right? So I just no, screw it. If that's going to be the regular, then that's what I'm going to work with. So I've been using E10 in literally everything I own, everything I've ever owned for the last however as long as the stuff has been around, and I have yet to have any type of serious issue with it, or any type of any type of notable issue with it, other than it killing hoses. Well, rubber, it kills rubber. I get that. I totally get that. But that's what it is. Let's see. Mike Batista is smoking outside like a dog. Coda punk music is the best. Live punk is the best. Yep. I had a whole band jammed into this room recording that song. And it was just like one of these things. It was like, just spur of the moment, like no practice, no nothing. I said, just warm up, as just do a warm up. And let's say they did a warm up, and I says, okay, a little bit faster here, a little bit more of that, a little bit less of that. And I did it again. Okay, a little faster, a little bit less of that, a little bit more of that, a little bit more of that. And then next thing you know, bam, it came out and it was perfect. I'll play it for you guys eventually. I'll be able to play it for you guys eventually. Let's see. Bottom feeder garage. I have a 45,000 mile 82 Vet 350 4-bolt steel crank, pink rods, TRW flat top, 76cc heads with stud and guide plates. Should have used an 85 Vet cam to pump up cylinder pressure. It's going in a 55 4-speed. I do not know the specs on the 1985 Corvette cam. I have no idea. When you say pump up cylinder pressure, why do you think that would pump up cylinder pressure as opposed to the original grind that was in the L82? Maybe somebody else can give him some guidance. Well, Parquet is saying it's relatable. Yes, everything is relatable. We're all connected in some mysterious frequency way. Boomer, Tony doesn't drink alcohol anymore. No, not really. It's not that I had a problem and quit. I just totally lost my I don't want to drink. It doesn't do anything for me. Motai, what kind of gas do you run on Bottle Rocket? Pump gas, premium pump gas. So E10. No, you don't understand. If I live with it, I refuse to use anything but what I can get at any gas station at any time, anywhere. So I will not use a specialty fuel in any type of thing that either I drive on the street or use regularly. The one and only different fuel that I've ever used is nitromethane. I don't know anything about avgas. I don't know anything about alcohol. I don't know anything about any of those things. As far as I'm concerned, they don't even exist. There's pump gas, what I can go to the gas station and pump into the car like anybody else on the planet, and nitromethane. And there is nothing in between. That's how I feel about it. Let's see. Jacob Bowman. I noticed that too. That's why I asked. I saw UTG old video about his carb was fine. And the next video, the guy says it kills every carb, but I'm skeptical about the naysayers. If it bleeds, it leads. You know what I mean? Oh, it's a problem. Oh, this is no good. And people who don't know, you know what I mean? They would think, yes, oh, this is terrible. But as I've said many times, the worst thing this gasoline does, aside from kill rubber hoses, old school rubber hoses, you need to use modern fuel injection hose. No doubt about it, right? The worst thing it does is it evaporates quickly. That's it. It evaporates quickly. Done. I mean, I have had no problems that I can say, oh, point at and say, oh, it was, okay, you know who bitches about it? I'll tell you who bitches about it. People who never dealt with the old gasoline that would turn to gum and varnish and destroy everything as it evaporated. It destroyed everything, and it would kill an engine. That's the one thing people leave out of the equation, right? Oh, E10 is so bad, right? Ethanol in the gas is so freaking bad because it does this and does that. The old gasoline, if you ran it to where it started to turn, so let's just say it'll turn in the summer, okay? It didn't evaporate, but it would turn after about 3 or 4 months, 5 months like that. It would start to reduce. And when you would run that through an engine, it would start to gum up the valve stems and it would start to gum up the rings. Okay. And that situation does not exist anymore. You don't have to worry about running old ethanol-based gasoline. First of all, it doesn't last long enough to get old, but it won't. The old gas is far more damaging than the new gas. The new gas is the lesser of two evils. And if anybody who doesn't quite understand that either doesn't know, hasn't dealt with the old stuff, or is just going along with whatever the latest fear thing is. Let's see, curmudgeon. I need some advice. You don't want my advice, bro. I just bought a 79 Cherokee 4.1 auto and a 79 GMC Caballero 350 3-speed manual today. Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. The Carburetor 350 3-speed is very cool. Not that the Cherokee isn't, but yes, I love 3-speeds. I'm free at the knee, man. Yeah, 3-speeds are great drivers. One of the bikes has to go. Which one? 77 XLCR Cafe Racer. Oh, ugly but rare and valuable. 83 XR 1200. Both kind of desirable. Need advice. Oh God, I don't know, bro. I don't know. That's one of those things. I would flip a coin. I think I would hold on to the XR 1200. I think I would get rid of the XLCR because they wouldn't be able to look at it for very long. It's one of those things. It's a valuable bike, but it's ugly. It's really freaking ugly. I would probably get rid of that one. But that's just a personal taste, you know. Cost. No time to chat here. Uncle told me to go out and hoard parts. Dude, there's things going on. There's things going on. Tyler Burden, you'll never go wrong with a little Slayer in your musical diet. I would rather have a boil on my ass. Honestly, I would rather have a big festering boil, like on my like just wherever. Every time I sit on it, it just hurts. That kind of pain. You know what I mean? Than have any Slayer in my musical diet. I'm sure some of you can relate to that. Let's see. Buddy Corfano says he had a bigger garage to keep both bikes. Well, you could put one of the bikes in your living room. Dave Bowen, what's happening, man? Just tuning in. I'm doing awesome. How are you doing? How's the new pup? Amelia May is perfect and beautiful in every way, shape, and form. She's 4 months old today. And she's smart. She does all of her tricks. She sits, she spins, she downs, she crawls, she hugs. She does all of the tricks. And she starts her puppy classes on the 27th. So, and that'll be a Wednesday. So we're gonna have to move our Wednesday night live to a different night because puppy classes. Boss, this channel has always been a classic car parts order advocate. Absolutely, from the very beginning. God, Steve, you can't go wrong with a little Metallica, though. Oh, well, it's kind of, see, Metallica would be like having that boil that would be on the side of like on the side there, but actually moving it closer to the center. Please, I can honestly say, and I'm saying this really, I'm saying this without exaggeration, and I mean this in complete sincerity. I would rather have a tumor than have to listen to Metallica. I mean, literally, I would rather have a tumor. No Megadeth, man. No Megadeth either. Zero saying street punk has the same effect on hippies. Yes. I'm sure Zero can relate to that. But some hippie stuff isn't bad. Some of it isn't really that bad. We had when I had the coffee house, we used to do a lot of open mic nights, and there was a singer named Melanie who had a bunch of songs in the early '70s, and she was actually at Woodstock, and she would come by the open mics that we had at the coffee house over here, and some of her stuff was like really outstanding. Some of it was a little bit silly, but some of it was outstanding, hippie music. So I would definitely give a thumbs up to some of it. Sweaty fat guy's in the house. What's happening, man? Bottom for the garage. Tony, what did you listen to when testing 350 IROCs? What have I been listening to there? 350 IROCs. I was probably Zappa. Probably listen that period of time. Yes, when I was doing the magazines, I had gotten deep into the Zappa zone. So it would have been Thing Fish or Joe's Garage, or one of the operas, one of his operas. But yeah, all different stuff. All different stuff. Useful entertainment. The Doors is the closest to hippies that is acceptable. I just had surfing through, and the Soft Parade came on. That's awesome. You have to listen to that with headphones and cranked, right? Now, if you want to appreciate the Door, I'm not crazy about all the Door stuff. It's so-so, right? But find the song, the Soft Parade, okay, the long version of it, right? Put headphones on, okay, and crank it up until it hurts, right? Play it at a volume that literally hurts, and it's perfection. It's absolute perfection. What's the sweaty fat guy saying? The guy who sold me a set of Mickey Thompson valve covers offered fire sale prices for 3 blocks and a bunch of heads. I have no idea what you're talking about, but good deal. I wonder what happened to Dr. R tonight. Did he? Let me see. No, he hasn't messaged me. Nothing. I hope he hasn't been abducted. Wouldn't that be horrible? Yes, the monk bought lunch. That's when it gets good. That's the best part. This is the part I like. Well, whatever he says. Let's see. Mad Joe, you said one day people would swap chips, ECUs, and EFI tunes as easily as tuning carbs. Yes, I did. I'm installing micro skirt in my 1989 F-150 now with a $675 kit. So when I was doing magazines back in 1986, and all of this stuff was brand new, all of the fuel injection and everything, I was right on top of it. I was on the cutting edge of EFI. I was supporting this revolution. I was learning about the stuff. I was going out and drag testing these cars. And when I did the drag test on the Buick T-Type, I did a whole sidebar. Like I said, I did the drag test on it was called From Buick with Balls. And you can find copies of it out there online if you wanted to read it. So I did the whole drag test. And just before I handed it in, I handed it to the art department with the photos and everything else. And I was going about my business, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, there's something else I got to say about this. There's something else I got to add. So I wrote a sidebar, and the sidebar appears in that story, and it's talking about how the world is changing, and in the future, guys are going to be messing with the EFI the same way we swap jets and stuff like that today, and it was like 1986, that in the future, guys are going to be, playing with their chips and so on and so forth, whatever it is that I said. And I was right. I was absolutely right. But then what happened was it went too far. Okay. So I was totally pro with it until, through the 90s. And I was turning wrenches on regular cars at the same time I was doing the drag racing thing, and into the early 2000s. And then at some point it changed and it became not workable anymore. It outgrew that hard to explain. But then at some point I went completely backwards. I said, nope, done with this, right? Luddite, me and Johnny Rotten, right? We're Luddites, okay? And I'm proud of it. And so that's what I went back to, carburetors and points. Um, uh, Dickie Farrell, Tony, I didn't think you'd be a Megadeth guy either. I know you're more of a punk rock kind of guy because you really like the Sex Pistols. Greatest band probably ever. Um, but there's lots of good stuff that isn't just punk. I mean, I can appreciate the whole world, the whole range of rock. I just don't like hair metal. I don't like any of. It's just no. It's too. It's just gack. You know what I'm saying? It's just gack. Some early Who is like awesome. Have you ever seen A Quick One While He's Away? The Who did this in 1968 for a TV show. It was Rolling Stones Circus, and you want to check out some amazing, right? Go find A Quick One While He's Away by the Who, and we'll just watch that video and check that out. That kind of freaking crazy energy. That's awesome. Jeff, what's happening, man? Excellent throw pairing, bro. Excellent throw pairing. You worked at a gas station in the late 70s. Self-service wasn't even a thing yet. We were the last to have old school leaded premium gas. All the really cool cars came in as well as bikers. It's a long time. I remember those days. IAC. All right, let me find. Let me scroll back up here. Because I saw that question, something to do with gas. This is really fat guy. And then look. I saw something, a question about an IAC, and I missed it. I'm going to say this. Barry Kuda says, David Freiberger loves hair metal. The only thing David Freiberger loves more than hair metal is himself. Joker, you can't explain Boris the Spider? Oh, man, you weren't there then. Vampire Bear. I just got here. Welcome. Did you hear Kyle off the start? Yes, we talked about that earlier. I never met him. We don't have any mutual connections or anything like that. But he was really influential in the whole modern world of drag racing, hot rodding media. Guy left a very profound impact on our industry. But yeah, I've never met him, and we don't have any mutual friends or anything like that. Idle air control, yes. Sabre belong. How much piston and cylinder clearance would you run with stock cast pistons? Depends on the engine. Depends on the design of the piston. Depends on the operator's circumstances. You go with what the manufacturer recommends. If you're using a stock piston, you go with whatever clearance the manufacturer recommends. There'll be a minimum and a maximum. Stick in that range. And the same exact thing if you're doing an aftermarket piston. You know, it doesn't matter cast or forged, or always go with the manufacturer's recommendations, because different pistons have different expansion characteristics. They have different construction characteristics. So there's no rule of thumb when it comes to piston and wall clearance. You go with what the manufacturer recommends. Simple. Olive, what's happening, Olive? Okay. This was the one. Lisa B. My daily driver is a 97 Safari, under 300,000 kilometers. I don't even know what that is, a kilometer, but I don't know what that really, how that relates to miles, but that's besides the point. Recently used a carbon gas additive, and now recently have IAC issues. Well, first off, what's a carbon gas additive, Lisa? I mean, be specific on what the additive was. And just one use, like a tank or two of something, should definitely not affect if an IAC is sealing or not. And no matter what additive you used, it is impossible for it to have affected the electronic aspect of the IAC. The only thing it could do, the IAC has so the IAC, if you're not familiar, okay, IAC is an idle air controller, and that's what regulates the engine idle speed through the computer. So you're going to have like a hole like this, and you're going to have the IAC, and the IAC is going to have like a plunger, and the IAC is going to pull the plunger out or push it in depending on how much air it needs controlled. And that's all done through the computer on this end. The only mechanical aspect of an IAC that can go bad is if you get carbon or a buildup in between the valve, the hole and the part of the valve itself that seals it off. And it's seriously doubtful that a tank or two tankfuls of anything would affect that. Mostly because the IAC runs dry. There's no fuel that actually comes in contact with the IAC. If it gets carboned up, it's just from reversion. It's like the same stuff that will carbon up the inside of an intake manifold. It's only reversion. Carmudgeon, Megadeth, incoherent screaming on stage and incessant whining off stage. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Life's a bitch. Don't be one too. Okay, Lisa B is saying, sorry, the additive is an injector cleaner. I think the IAC is now carbon sticking. Unlikely. They won't stick. It just won't seal completely. And what it'll do is the idle will be a little bit higher. The IAC itself is probably it. Are you getting an IAC code? Scrolling back up here. Cop Car Steve, I know that this is an automotive form. However, it's been a while since we've went down the rabbit hole of economics. Everything is currently range bound as far as the metals go. I haven't really even been paying much attention because I know it's in a range. I honestly, for the last month or so, I haven't been paying attention. It's one of those things where it's like you just wait. Okay, there are periods of high action, and then there's periods where of consolidation. And during those periods of consolidation, I just kind of stop paying attention and I just focus on other things. But I can tell you that period of consolidation is probably going to end towards the end of this month into June-ish. I think as far as the metals go, I think we're going to see one more wave down. I know people are saying, no, it'll never go down again. That's it. It's the floor is like $72. The 200-day new moving average is still like in the 60s. It's like $61 or $62. So I could see on silver, I could see it touching the 200-day and then bouncing off from there. And I can see that happening sometime before the end of this month. And then towards the end of this month into June, I think you're going to see the next leg up, the next leg higher. I think. Michael Keel, Uncle Tony, do you care for any 3-dog night? Mama told me not to come, man. Lollipop says lives. Did you know there's another Uncle Tony's Garage channel spelled identical to yours? It has an orange 55 Chevy in the logo. Hang on. Let me take a look. YouTube. Okay. It's spelled the same as mine. Uncle Tony's Garage. Okay. I'm looking. But I'm the original. Okay. So there's me, and I'm on live right now. More me. Me. I tell you, I got some pretty good thumbnails. I'm not saying that there isn't somebody out there with the same name, but I don't see it. Yep. If you find it, post a link to it. Okay. Ryan Peters. Uncle Tony in chat. Young guy, new to carbs and classics. Welcome. Ryan, can you give me a crash course on dieseling on shutoff? I got a 390 FE that I can't figure it out. Usually the idle is up too high. You've got the throttle blades are open too far. And there could be a couple of reasons for that. It's hard to give you a crash course on this, honestly. It's dieseling because something in the combustion chamber is getting very hot. It could be spark plug. It could be carbon glowing in there. It could just be overall very high combustion chamber temperature coupled with a high compression piston. Lots of things will give you dieseling on shutoff, but generally speaking, it's because the idle speed is up too high. Now, if the idle speed, okay, I don't know what kind of carburetor you have there, but it does not matter. Go with it this way. With the engine completely warmed up, close the throttle. Take a screwdriver and close the throttle blades, the throttle adjustment all the way. Then turn it one full turn. So now bring it out until the throttle's closed completely, and then bring it one turn in, one full turn. Okay, one and a half turns. Start the car. Will it idle? If it idles, then you're okay. Will it not idle? It means that you've got a blockage or some problem in the idle mixture circuit. Okay, and that is where so what happens is you have to keep opening the throttle blades until you pull air or until you start pulling fuel through the transition circuit or through the booster itself. Does that make any sense? So generally speaking, that will give you that's the most likely cause of dieseling or run-on. So do that and see what happens. There's so much to Ryan. Listen. I've done countless carburetor videos, and it's like I can answer this question for the next hour because there are so many different scenarios that you could be encountering. Boomer, please convert all metric to normal American standards for questions. Yes, thank you. I don't speak commie. Yes, maybe Dr. Hart is on the other UTG. Okay, you got an Edelbach 1406 on there. And you have it at 900 RPM. Okay, all right, so Ryan, you've got it idling at 900 RPM, but that doesn't mean that the throttle blades are where they're supposed to be to idle at 900 RPM. Does that make any sense? It's an Edelbach, then go and do what I'm telling you to do, right? Shut the engine off. Back the idle stop screw all the way out till it's just barely touching the throttle arm, okay? Then turn it 1.5 turns all the way in, okay? Stop there. Now, go to the 2 idle mixture screws at the front of the carburetor. Turn each of those all the way in until they gently seat, till they won't turn anymore. Turn each of those out 1.5 turns. Each of those, okay? Now, go start the car. Will it run and idle? If yes, then you've got a problem inside the engine that's creating a glow plug situation, okay? If no, then the problem is you've got the throttle too far open to get it to idle at that 900 RPM, and you've got it that far open because you've got a blockage in the idle mixture circuit, okay? If you can't get it to idle, your problem is going to be take the top of the carburetor off, and you'll see the 2 main boosters at the front. Your problem is going to be a blockage in those. I have done so many videos covering this exact carburetor with that exact problem. So do a little search, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I'm just scrolling back up. Mo Parquet is saying, carb talk. If I can learn, literally anyone can. That's the spirit. That's the spirit, Kay. And where'd you learn the most about carburetors? What source? What was your best source for learning about carburetors? I'll wait. I'll wait right here. Typo negative. Oh my God. I was once in a steak eating competition, And at the end of it, to win this thing, I had to eat a potato. So I finished the 5 pounds of steak, and I finished all the other stuff, and I had to finish it off with this undercooked potato. And with like just 5 seconds left, I took the last piece of potato and I literally shoved it down my throat with my finger. I only had to hang on for 5 more seconds. And that feeling of that hunk of potato stuck in my throat like that, typo negative. It makes me think of that. I'm going back to that feeling. It's crazy, right? Um, yeah, Ryan, I wish I could give you like a more direct answer, but like I said, I've covered this so many different ways. Um, Uncle Tony and doing. Yeah, well, that's the way. You have to take the basic information that we give you and go out there and actually put your hands on the thing and go for it. Kay, what's your favorite kind of carburetor? What do you like? What's your now that you're in carburetor land, which is your favorite to work with? Um, okay, Uncle Tony's Garage 73. He don't even look like you. All right, hang on. It's Uncle Tony's Garage 73. I need to see this. Okay, let's see. um, no, I am I doing something wrong here? Uncle Tony's Garage 73. And I'm not getting anything but my stuff. Um, Michael Phillip, rev the engine up and then quickly cover the intake with your palm. So you're talking to Ryan, who's got that possible clogged idle passes. It won't work on an Edelbrock. It works on some carburetors. No question about it, because I do this myself, right? But it will not work on an Edelbrock. Um, what, what, what are you laughing at, Zero? Edelbrock. There's a smart girl for you. Right there. Edelbrock. Uh, there's a period after uncle. All right, I'm going to try this again. I'm going to try this again. Is it? Okay. No, it keeps coming up. Phil Daughtry, did you like Bon Scott era AC/DC? For about 11 or 12 minutes, you know, it was okay. There was lots of stuff that came and went like that, but in my mind, it had no real lasting power. Yeah, Patrick, I just tried that. Look, I'm going to do a whole new search. Okay, I'm going to do a whole new search. Okay, YouTube. Okay, and okay, uncle. Period. Tony's garage. 73. Okay. Let's see what we got. No, dude. I put that in, and here's what came up. There's the live that we're doing right now. I'm not seeing it. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I'm not able to access it on my phone. Oh, you laugh at that? But zero. Am I right? Am I right? It's Kathy. Tony, did you know I saw a typo on our front lawn on Caton Avenue? I think you missed them. They recorded something downstairs. Yeah, weren't they friends with the kid that lived downstairs, whatever his name was? Yeah, I did like Rammstein a lot. Bill Makaiska, thank you for the super chat. How to coil shorty headers cold air intake worth the money on a daily driver for Lux performance, or just BS and stay stock, stay happy? How to coil? No, absolutely not. Shorty headers? Yes. Cold air intake? Yes. Yeah, the hotter coil will do nothing for you. Not on a relatively stock engine in a normal operating range, less than zero. In fact, it could have a detrimental effect, because if you got a combination that's on the edge of being lean, the hotter spark will make it more prone to detonation. But the shorty headers, shorty headers are almost always a slight benefit. Cold air intake, a slight benefit. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, yes, the type of effect on some of us. Yes. Tony, how do you feel about the band Gwar? Actually, you got Katie in here, Katie Best. I don't know if she's still around, but I think Katie, those were friends. She was friends with them. Is that right? Katie, weren't you trying to get them to come play at the coffee house? I think, let's see if she's still in here. I think she was trying to get Gwar to come and play at one of my coffee houses back, I guess, like around 2005 or thereabouts. PKUUDSK, however you pronounce that. Thoughts on decarbonating a hot motor with water while running at 2,000 RPM? Yes, I've done it many times. Did a video on that. Engines don't carbon up the way they used to, though. But yes, I've done that video on that. John Doe, what happened to the company that made Hemi heads for full 40s? Stage 5 engineering. And as far as I know, they're still at it. Ray Rodriguez, I asked before, did you ever see Bob Berserko? I haven't seen Berserko in, I don't know, a long time, probably 15 years. The last time he's such a character. The last time I saw him, he was crewing on a jet dragster that got booked into oh geez, Kathy would remember that really that was terrible. So Berserko calls me up and he says, I'm going to be in your neck of the woods. He was crewing on a jet dragster. So he says, come hang out. And I was like, I don't know what to do on a jet dragster. He says, there's nothing to do on a jet dragster, just come and hang out. So I went up there, brought Kathy up there, and we hung out for a while. And while we were walking around the track, we walked through a bush that was at the track. Didn't think anything of it, okay? But we picked up chiggers. Have you ever had chiggers? I had never even heard of them before, right? But all of a sudden, we get home and we're covered. Our legs are just absolutely infested with these things. And the way you kill them is with nail polish. You put clean nail polish on them, and that's what kills these things. So, yeah, that's just me. That's when I think of Berserko, I think of a chigger attack. Yeah, is Katie in here? Oh, there you go. Okay. Katie, I wouldn't have called them friends, but yes, I knew them. And yes, I did try. That would have been both amazing and a nightmare. We had a lot of fun. There was a lot of craziness. Straight up Ponta Solo. Well, what's your opinion on LS swap on my 87 Camaro? I locked up the original 305. Would an LS be easy to carb swap? Yes, they are easy to carb swap. There's no downside. In my mind, there's no downside to an LS swap because you can do them any way you want. You can they make distributor kits for them. You can obviously mount the carburetor to it. It's superior in every way to the small block it replaced. Me personally, because I'm an old timer and I love small block Chevys, proper small block Chevys. Well, the LS is a small block Chevy. That would be the direction that I would go. I would front a 350 core and drop it in there. But that's me. But an LS would be a better choice. Like, in other words, just because it's something that I would choose doesn't mean that it's the best way to go. It's just something that I would choose. And that's why when you ask my opinion, I have to give you that caveat. You know what I mean? My choice would be to stick with a conventional small block Chevy, but that's not the best option. The best option would be an LS swap. The gallon of milk challenge. Oh, were you there, Katie? Were you there when that kid came from Eagleville for the challenge and he left naked? Do you remember that? Yes. I'm gonna tell the short version of the story. Okay, I got to tell the short version of the story. Hey, what's going on, Shannon? All right. So we used to have these bets all the time at the coffee house. All right, and we had the cinnamon challenge, that you can't eat a thing of cinnamon in under a minute, a tablespoon of cinnamon. That was great. We had the white bread challenge, that you can't eat a slice of white bread in under a minute. We had the egg challenge, crushing an egg in you. And then we had the milk challenge. And the milk challenge was, you can't drink a gallon of milk in an hour, gallon of whole milk in an hour. So we had lots of people try it. Nobody's able to do it. Okay. So I get this one night, we're hanging out, and this kid comes in with his posse from Eagleville. Okay. Do you remember this, Katie? This kid comes in, he's like, I hear you got the milk bet, right? I says, all right, let's, you want to try it? So he says, yeah. I says, okay. So I says, I'm going to put up $100. I said, I took a $100 bill and I put it on the bar. And he says, all right, well, what do you want from me? I says, well, I want your clothes. I says, if I win, you get the $100. If you win, if you win, you get the $100. If I win, I get you all your clothes. So the kid's like, he's like, I got this knocked. Okay. So he starts drinking. That is a spectacle. Now there's like everybody in the place is all gathering around, and they're watching him go down this gallon of milk. And he gets down to where he's just at like almost the very bottom. And I see what's going to happen. And I handed the kid sitting next to him a garbage bag, so he would barf into the garbage bag. Right? He says, bro, when you lose it, go that way, right? So I'm not going to lose it. he loses the whole gallon of milk into the trash bag, right? Okay, great. So I take the $100 bill, I put it in my pocket, and he says, I say, your clothes, bro. So he said, you really want my clothes? I said, yeah, I want your clothes. So he strips down, butt-ass naked. He's sitting in there butt-ass naked. And he hands me his clothes. And I said, yeah, you got to cover yourself. Leave in here. So I gave him the bag of puke, and he left the place. He just waddled out of the parking lot, covering his junk with a bag, garbage bag full of puke. Katie, am I telling us the way it happened? Yeah, okay. So wait, about a week later, here he comes again with his posse. Okay, and he's a big kid, he's this fat kid, and he comes waddling up, and he says, "All right, this time I can do it." And I noticed that he's wearing my clothes that he wears. All right, wait. During the week between, I had taken his clothes and hung them up on the wall behind the bar. They were like a trophy. So he goes in, and he's wearing his old clothes that you can see he went to like Goodwill or wherever he could for like $1. Says, all right, you ready for the bet again? My clothes against your $100 bill. I says, yeah, but I don't want your clothes, man. So he says, well, I already got your clothes. He says, what do you want? I says, I want your eyebrows. Katie, am I making this up? I says, I want your eyebrows this time. So he says, okay, fine. So I take the $100 bill, I put it on the table. He starts drinking the milk, gets to the same spot. Now, in the meantime, about halfway through, because this is a long thing, I send a couple of regulars. I might have even actually sent Katie to go get a razor blade, because I want this kid's eyebrows, taking his big eyebrows. So they come back with shaving cream and a razor, and he gets to the same place at the bottom of the gallon of milk. Poof, into the garbage bag again. So I took the $100 bill, I put it in my pocket, and they shaved his eyebrows. So it looks like this got this giant forehead. I can't leave. I swear to God. I said, bro, I can't let you leave like that. You look like a freak. We gotta do something about this. So somebody hands me a marker, a Sharpie, and I drew eyebrows on him, but I drew them like this. So he looked like a surprised cartoon character. You had to be there. You had to be there. Katie, am I exaggerating even the slightest bit? You didn't get the supplies, but you were there. Did you partake in the shaving of his forehead, of his eyelashes, eyebrows? Moped Man, did he look like a member of ICP? Yes, he would have fit right into that. You had to be there, guys. You had to be there. Stuff like that went on literally 7 nights a week. There was always something like that going on. Yeah, yeah, man, a bet's a bet. You might even pay to watch that. Well, that was the thing. It's like, you have to do something different. People think they think of coffee houses as like these snooty places, right? Intellectuals gather and drink with their pinky in the air. And we were the exact opposite. There was punk shows going on. There was all of this stuff. It was insanity. It was constant insanity. Ray Rodriguez, my friend was on Man versus Food with a super hot burger. He makes people sign a waiver before. It's like, go ahead and sue me. John Doe, do you remember Kenny the Mute? John Doe, where would I know Kenny the Mute from? I might. That kind of rings a bell. Ryan Peters is saying a dive bar in disguise. No, not really. It was the kind of atmosphere we had wouldn't work with alcohol. You know what I mean? Alcohol's like a depressant, and we were like the opposite. This was just a high energy all the time thing that would go on. You know what I mean? So yeah, it didn't really. It definitely wasn't a dive bar vibe. It was something completely different. Oh, Brooklyn Ace. Barely. I know who you're talking about, but I can't. I know who you're talking about. That was a long time ago. I mean, that would have been 45 years ago. The last time I saw anybody from Ace in Brooklyn. Joker is saying, I don't think I would have participated in any bets, but it would be a nice show to watch. Oh, it was fun. Imagine Tony representing himself in court after making a kid puke twice, taking his clothes and shaving his eyebrows off. I would. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I live. I would have gladly go to court, and I live for stuff like that. Are you kidding me? Let's see. Oscar Gonzalez. Did I miss a Sunday? No, I was occupied on Sunday, so we didn't do one on Sunday. And actually, Dr. and I have been talking. There's gonna be we're gonna make some we're gonna try some different things with the lives. I think you guys are gonna enjoy, but I think we're gonna start transitioning to a slightly different type of format with these things. Um, Mopar Man, I'm originally from Des Moines, Iowa. Coffee shops I grew up had racks of donuts behind the register and people sitting at tables smoking cigarettes, drinking coffee, eating donuts, reading newspapers. That's a coffee shop. This was a coffee house, completely different. A coffee house is a social place for people who don't drink alcohol. They do whatever else they're going to do. I got no control over what you ingest or don't ingest before you get there, but it's for people who don't drink, more or less. And we were only open at night. We tried daytime hours and it sucked, but we were only open at night, and it was insanity all the time. John Doe, did you ever hang out at Masters? Every Thursday night. It kind of sucked. I mean, like Masters was a Thursday night tradition. Actually, before Masters, it was H&O Oldsmobile. We used to hang out at H&O Olds, which is right off the corner of Highland and Newdorp. Right? No, it was a little bit further down, right across Moon 122. And we hung out there, and then that started getting bigger, and then moved over to Masters, and I got really big. I'm going to say around 1983 to 81, 82. And so, yeah, we'd go, but it was mostly people just hanging around, like, like just showing her. So look under my hood. Look, I have braided things. Oh, look, I have comb here, or whatever. And I wasn't into that scene at all. I just wanted to go friggin' street race. So, but yes, we were there. Mopar Man is saying, sounds great. Would be a place me and the friends would hang out and laugh at the shenanigans. Katie, what did you think? Sum that place up in a sentence or two for the people who are curious. Great stories from Fountain Avenue every Tuesday and every Thursday night, man. I love Fountain Avenue. That was a hard place to race. No traction, and I've told this story before. When you race on Staten Island, or not on Staten Island, when you race on Fountain Avenue, you couldn't run a really fast car there. Like a high 12-second car was as much as that place was going to hold. Period. The end. And the one thing about racing at Fountain Avenue was that there was a dip at about the quarter-mile mark. Okay, so when I say a dip, I mean a really severe dip, and it was towards the left lane. Okay, like if you're in the right lane, you got half the dip. If you're in the left lane, you got the full dip. Okay, so you always wanted to try to start in the right lane. And the thing about racing up Fountain Avenue was nobody ever ran to the finish line. Okay, you would only run as far as you had to where there was one car like definitely ahead of the other. Right? When it was like, okay, we've gone like 500 feet or 700 feet, whatever it is, and I'm clearly ahead of you, it would be a mutual thing where both guys would back off because the dip was coming. So you didn't want to have to hit the dip at full tilt. So there were very few races that actually went, and there's nothing you were afraid of more when you're racing at Fountain Avenue. There was nothing that you were afraid of more than having a close race, because a close race meant that both of you were going to leg it through the dip. And when I say the dip was hard, I hit it with I don't remember what I was driving. I don't remember. I hit the dip so freaking hard. I was racing the GTO. I'll never forget. It was a blue '67 GTO, and we were like our bumpers were like welded together, and we're coming up on this thing. We're in high gear, and like I see the dip coming up fast, but it's like I ain't gonna let off. He ain't gonna let off, and we hit the dip so hard, my head hit the roof of the car and crunched my neck. And I walked around. I damaged my neck. Like for like a month, I couldn't turn my freaking head because of Fountain Avenue. Anybody who ever raced there knows exactly what I'm talking about. Let's see. Katie is saying, it was very much like this live in chat every night. Imagine everyone here right now in one room just having all these random conversations. Yes, that's exactly what it was like. Motai, when did I have the coffee house? We had one in New York from 2001 to 2003. Then I moved down here, and we had 5 of them here in Murfreesboro, different locations. And I got out of it entirely about a dozen years ago. Jamie is in the house. Dead Dodge Garage, the greatest Mopar channel in all of YouTube. Probably one of the best automotive channels, period. Okay. And I'm not just saying that because he's my friend. He really puts out a good freaking channel. What's missing? I don't know. I don't know where Dr. Art is. I have no idea. Oh, there he is. Look at this. Speak of the devil, and he arrives.
Let me get upstairs. Hang on.
You want me to remove you?
Yeah, I'll pop back on in a minute.
Okay. I don't know what that's about. Where on the fountain was the dip? Like right at the quarter mile. Right at what would be a quarter mile from the designated unofficial starting line. And then Fubar put up, yes, it was actually Vandalia Street. That's correct. But it was always known as Fountain. It was, so the intersection was Fountain and Vandalia, and we would actually race on Vandalia. And Fubar put up the link to my merch again. Where the hell was that link? Thank you, Fubar. What's going on here? I can't, it won't let me highlight your, I'm not able to, well, Fubar put up the link to my merch, UncleTony'sGarage.com. Thank you, Fubar. And Zero put up the link to Dead Dodge Garage. Now, how come I can click on Zero, but I can't click on Fubar? Oh, there we go. Okay. He'll be back, I'm sure. Katie Bess is saying, I met Tony in 2003. I think I was 19. You're 42 now. Well, you see, when you met me, okay, I was fresh out of a couple of different insanities. I was fresh out of nitro insanity, all right, and I was fresh out of New York insanity. So like you met me a maximum crazy. Let's see. Most High UTG shirts are good shirts. I've had some for years, and I'm not nice to my clothes. They're good quality shirts. Kathy Bananas picks nothing but the finest of threads. She won't print on a substandard shirt. They're really good. Yes, and that's why we're still friends. Let's see. Is there insanity in New York? Oh, please. You don't know. You don't know. I'm just scrolling back up here. Paul Shea, what's happening, man? Didn't see you. I'm just scrolling. I'm just scrolling back up in case I missed anything interesting. I wonder what happened to Dr. Art again. He was there. Yes, New York City is full of goofballs. Goofballs. Oh, that's such an understatement. Good night, Katie. Mert Lowell just died. Get out of here, really? Did he really just die? I know Malcolm died. Malcolm died about 3 years ago. Mert gone. Oh no. I'm gonna have to watch On Any Sunday again tonight for the like 1100th time. There he is. Dr. Art's back in the house.
What's happening? Oh, I just looked at my phone and I seen the link from Kathy, and I'm like, that's why I just popped it on. I'm like, okay, I guess we're doing this.
Yeah, Mert Lowell's dead.
Mert Lowell and Kyle from 1320 also died.
Yes.
Too. Did you see that? Oh.
That leaves as soon as just going to be you and me to carry on the legacy, Dr. Art.
That's it. And then all hell will break loose.
War Ghost just dropped in. Did I miss any talk about conspiracies with sea bodies? No.
No, we just started like
Neither. Well, you just started. I've been at it for an hour and 37 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know, because you weren't even supposed to be on tonight. You're supposed to be at Dogs.
No, that doesn't start until the 27th.
Okay. Must
Watch the outro in the dunes. They're all gone now. I know. That dawned on me just now, actually. Well, if you stop and you think about it, like everybody in that film is probably dead now.
Oh yeah, because it's
1970 is when they filmed it. So, yeah, what was that? That was, geez, that was a long time ago. When was 1970? 56 years ago. Right? 1970 was 56 years ago.
Yeah.
So if you were 20,
those guys were all in their 20s
today, yeah. Just about everybody in that movie is dead.
Yeah. Oh, Jeff's here. Did you see that?
Yeah. Just been hanging around.
Oh, okay.
We talked about his lovely throw up, Aaron.
I was out in the garage earlier, but then I was literally doing nothing, and I'm like, I was just flipping my phone. I'm like, StreamYard. I didn't think I was misunderstood myself.
World of Woodchip, he's saying Dave Aldana is still racing and winning. Really? I wasn't aware of that. I'm going to look into that. I guess he's racing some kind of senior thing.
It's the 4-wheel motocross, yeah.
Zero just put up the link to the movie On Any Sunday. It's the greatest. It's man's greatest video achievement. Period. It puts you in a different universe. You watch it. The first time you watch it, you're going to be like, I can't even listen to this. This is like the soundtrack to this thing is just
horrible,
ridiculous, right? Then the third or fourth time you watch it, you're like, okay, I'm not really bothered too much by the soundtrack anymore. I'm getting into this. By the 15th or 20th time you watch it, you get sucked into this zone, okay, where everything is right and everything makes sense. It's perfect. And then by the 100th time you watch it, you've completely reevaluated existence.
Everything. Yeah.
Existence. Period. The end.
So what did I miss in the last hour and 39 minutes?
Not a whole bunch, man. Not a whole bunch. Talked about this and that. We were talking about the old coffee house days, which I had intro music. So we opened it with this. No, not that. Hang on.
Can't hear nothing.
You can't hear that?
No.
You don't hear that?
Barely now that you're putting it up to the mic.
Oh, well, it's nice. It's a good intro. We need intro music.
Is that your Barbie synthesizer that you busted out of the closet, or?
Well, Kathy Bananas bought that for the dogs to play.
Oh, okay.
And she's teaching them how to play.
Oh, okay. Oh, and even Jamie's here tonight. Wow.
Yeah, Jamie's been hanging around.
Yeah, I missed all this because I misunderstood myself. Oh
well. Robert Schultz, Tony's, how the old record holding up? Do you still have it? I have it, but I haven't used it in a while. I think the last time it actually moved was when Dr. Art came with me and we went to go pick up Mission Improbable.
yeah. I was actually watching. There's like massive tornadoes in Mississippi tonight, and I was watching.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, like bad ones. So
Nothing coming our way, huh?
no, it's all down, way down south.
So, if you see anything there,
no, it's I'm trying to catch up. I'm missing a lot of context in what a lot of people are talking about.
I'm missing. I missed the context as it was actually happening.
So, oh, okay.
Don't feel bad.
What did the people think of the tire inflation video?
Not the most popular video we've ever done. Let me take a quick look. Oh, geez.
Yeah, Shannon, there's places even more south than us. I know you drove down from Maine, but yeah, you still had another 6 hours to go before you got really down into the bottom of the south. So
it's bad. It's not even at 10,000 yet.
Oh.
It's okay. We'll have to try harder next time.
Yeah, we'll fill up 2 tires.
Barry Kuda, every time I think the world is all bad, I see people racing their motorcycles and it makes me take another look. Now, actually, he says, I see people having fun on motorcycles. Yeah, but yeah, that's great quote from that movie.
See, even Jamie says he enjoyed the video, but the lack of a crescendo of firearms at the end was disappointing.
Oh, you wanted us to shoot it? Well, saying the inflator video would have done better if Psycho World didn't upload a new podcast at the same time. I'm doing a video on that tomorrow, man. Incredible news. From
what happened on Psycho World?
Well, Harley Davidson is bringing back the Sportster, the real Sportster, the air-cooled Sportster. But I'm also going to address some of the controversy having to do with the video that I did a few months ago, which still may actually hold true. But yes, I'm going to do a whole video on that tomorrow.
Did they buy the patents back from India or Japan or whatever they sold it from?
No, I do believe that what they're doing is they're subcontracting the production of the bike out, and then they're going to assemble it in York, Pennsylvania.
Oh, so it's coming in crate. They'll bolt the seat down and.
I believe that's what's going to happen. I don't care. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. You know what I mean? They're bringing back an air-cooled Sportster.
You can get a brand new air-cooled Sportster. Yeah.
Yeah. That means there's part of our realm. There is some bit of our realm that we all exist in that's functioning properly. You know, the air-cooled Sportster is coming back.
Yeah. All right.
That would be the equivalent of Chevy bringing back the 350 350 Nova.
Yeah.
Saying that's it. Hey, you know what? Screw all this other shit. You know, next year we get a 350 350 Nova sitting on the showroom floor, and it's going to be $69.95. Oh my God, what do we got here?
Here comes everybody.
They're driving you nuts. So now they're going to drive me nuts.
I know.
Oh God.
You're almost done, right?
I will be now. I will be.
Yeah.
We only had 4 of them.
This is my
There's-
Molly Jane.
Another one. Here, take this one.
Oh, come on. You're kidding me. You can't just dump all the drugs on me.
She's had enough.
There's my Amelia. She's 4 months old today.
Oh, yeah, look at her.
4 months old today. Oh,
She was like this. She was like this big, like weeks ago.
we're probably gonna have to wrap it up.
Want them, Tony?
I always want them, but it's a little hard to do.
I can't walk without being attacked.
Uh,
Come on, Dad is to you.
Let's see. They're all gone. They're all gone. Oh my God! Suddenly it's quiet in here.
Wow.
Yes. Maximum border collie, man. Maximum border collie. I'm already gearing up for next year's puppy. You have to have a puppy every year, so I'm already gearing up for Gidget.
Dog number 7. Yes.
2025. What year is this? 2027 she'll be here.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm scrolling. Good night, Vampire Bear. Lisa, you're right. Sending the dogs in is the wife's hint that you're on the net too long. You're right. I got to be perfectly fair. I can hear all of the rumblings in the background. You probably can't pick it up. So yeah, she's been at it. Let's see.
You see that all-terrain, right? Yeah, that one and the one underneath it when you're done. Yeah.
How many Chrysler towns in the country do you want to own? I can get one more crate in.
Well, then you get another one and just knock the motor out and put a tongue on it, and you could have a minivan trailer following the minivan.
Or we could just do a stretch town and country.
Yeah, they're unibodies, easy to stretch. Some brake lines, some fuel lines, you'd be good.
Let's see. I'm just scrolling up here. All-terrain, please. What can I do to my stock 93 TBI 4.3 S10 AFI system or suspension to beat my buddy's 84 Crown Vic 302 at a quarter-mile grudge race? Spray it, bro. Spray it.
Tune it and spray it. It's a 93. It'll take a tune. You'll pick up with a 4.3. You'll probably pick up 30 horsepower and put some gears in it. And yeah, you'll be all right.
50 horse dry shot.
Yeah, well, 4.3 will take 100 wet shot.
Yeah, but just for quick, easy, right? You know what I mean? Like just quick, easy. I think a 50 horse dry shot would take care of his 84 Crown Vic. That's a heavy boat, man.
Yeah, an 84 is it's a big, and it's an 84 302. If it's stock, it's only 220 horsepower. You tune that 4.3 and do a 50 dry shot and no problem.
Yeah, I think you got him stock. I don't think you're gonna put a bus length on him, but I think you got him stock.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, because what he can do, and because they're just like a 411 computer. He could send me that thing. I could put a tune on that thing, and
there you go. Dr. R can tune the hell out of that thing. And the only advice I give to anybody who asks me about street racing advice or grudge racing advice is cheat any way you possibly can.
Yes.
spend more time focusing on cheating than any other aspect of the endeavor. You know what I mean? And it always pays off. Always pays off. Let's see. CB 1100. Yeah, the one above that, the Cowie ZRX 1100. Yes, that's a cool bike. I have a friend of mine that has one of those. I've never ridden it, but it's a beautiful bike. Let's see. Lisa B, I have some mentions that Harley Davidson has shut business. No, it's not true. And up until last night, I would have been fine with it. Go ahead, go out of business, scumbags. But now, no. I'm very happy with them. John Doe was saying, dude, ride it. He knows me too well.
But here's the question: will you buy a new Sportster when they come out?
That's a good question. Maybe. I don't know. I gotta really think about it, because I'll tell you what. So now we started this business, the Sportster salvage business, and
Yeah.
I've worked on all of these things at one time or another. But now that I have first generation and second generation pre-rubber mount and post-rubber mount next to each other side by side, I don't think I'll ever own another rubber mount. No. I don't think I'll ever own another post 2003 Sportster. I think for my own personal universe, I'm going to keep it 2003 and earlier.
Well, it just depends. Is the new one going to be a rubber mount, do you know, or is it solid? Or
well, it's not the mounts so much as the mounts are only the smallest part of it. It's that they changed the bike's electronic nature significantly past 2003. When they went to the rubber mount in 2004, they started incorporating all of these freaking modules, and there's theft deterrent there's a lean angle sensor built into the turn signal sensor. That there's all sorts of goofiness and weirdness and big wiring harnesses
not needed. Yeah.
That I don't ever want to have to deal with in my own world. That's not to say that other people shouldn't, but for me, no, I don't want to deal with it. So I probably will not buy a new Sportster, but I encourage other people to.
Yeah, I mean, if they build it simple without all that bullshit on it.
Well, I mean, if they built it with points on a freaking carburetor, I'd literally be online right now. I'd be hanging out, and I'd move in front of the dealership and just wait for it. But let's see.
John Q. Public. I'm not allowed on another motorcycle until my youngest turns 18.
Listen, I you know what? I respect that. I do think there's a period of time where a man should not be riding on the street. You know what I mean? So yeah, if you're raising youngins and stuff like that, yeah, I say that's a really good excuse to not ride for a period of time. You just resign yourself to the fact that, yes, I will get back to this once the offspring is old enough to kind of fend for itself. But I can respect people not riding during that period of life when you're raising kids. That doesn't mean you give up completely. Go get a dirt bike, you know, and go out on weekends, because, you know, breaking an arm or a leg is not a big deal, but getting snuffed by somebody making a left turn, that is a big deal.
Yeah.
Mike Ray loves the mini. I restored many Honda V4 models. They were wonderful and endless torque. Pissed off a lot of other bikes with them. They're cool. I never really liked the V4s, even the VMAX. I mean, I like them. I wouldn't own them, you know. There's too much stuff packed into a small package. That's like my love for the Sportster is the fact that it's all just so wide open and easy to work on. You can literally see every single component you could possibly have to work on. Where when you get into those V4s, you've really they're packing a lot of shit in there, and I just don't want to deal with it, you know. Let's see. I'm just scrolling back up here.
Yeah, I haven't been seeing much.
It's winding down, Dr. Art. All of the great stuff happened before you got here. You actually was pretty good, actually.
Oh, of course.
Bill Howland thinks I should get a corgi. No.
Little dog with a big butt. Yeah, no.
My Winnie hates corgis. There's a couple of corgis at the club, and Winnie hates them. She goes berserk anytime one of the corgis goes past her. Let's see. The 9812V. I'm about to sell my bike to fund a 440 for my truck that started smoking pretty bad after winter. I mean, if you need the truck.
Yeah.
So, Dr. R, what do you got going on? What's your latest thing?
Just more in this El Camino. I spent because it needed some wiring repairs before it gets fired up, and I did all those. All my wiring's neat and loomed and redone and tested and stuff like that. You know, the stuff that usually get to after you fire up the engine because you're in a hurry to fire up the engine. I'm fixing all that stuff first. So once it's fired and broke in, I can just hop in and drive the thing.
So where are you as far as video goes on that? What are you up to?
Well, the next video on that's going to be all the undercar stuff. Trans, linkage, exhaust, drive shaft, cooler lines, all the drudgery of floor work, you know.
The next video you and I have to do is going to be the clutch installation on the dragster. Because
yeah,
now we have all the parts.
Yeah.
I do want to get the throttle out of the funny car before we actually do the assembly, so we can mock it up and then see what has to be done to maneuver the can around it because it's a very tight space.
Yeah, because we put the can on and we go, oh, put the pedal here. Yeah, it should clear, and then coink, coink, coink.
Yeah. So if we can, Jeff, are you still here? He's probably here. When's a good time to come by, man, and steal parts off the funny car?
I mean, Friday would be a good day for me to roll up that way. I'll be up in that area anyway on Friday, so. But tomorrow's out. Yeah. Yeah,
I'm covered over tomorrow too, but Friday I could meet you out there and we can go steal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Danny Boyd says he found a little 1-gallon compressor in somebody's trash tonight and it works. I used to love, in New York, we used to have bulk night. On every Thursday night was in my area was called bulk night when everybody would put out stuff that, you know, like that. And yeah, the things that throw, because you'd find exactly stuff like that, like little compressors that worked and all sorts of goodies, all sorts of tools and shit like that. Those people in New York are idiots. And Billy says it's super garbage week by us. It's super garbage week all over the world, all the time, if you ask me. But we're at the 2-hour mark, Dr. Art, and I think we need to pull the plug on this thing for
all right.
And then,
well, this was easy for me, but I come in late, grab some glory, and get the hell out. Yeah.
All right. So, anything you need to plug or promote?
No, but whoever bought some merch last week, thank you.
Yes, I say thank you for all of my merch purchases also.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised when I looked at my little Teespring thing, and I'm like, oh, yeah, people actually bought some.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So our awesome and Jamie, you're going to jump into the next live, man. We got to we're going to powwow over the next couple of days. We're going to get a few people together and we're going to powwow because I've got some ideas, fancy ideas. It's going to be good. Our awesome mods, Zero, Fubar, Mexican Spec guys, thank you so much. Everybody contribute super chat. Thank you. Everybody contribute just your presence and your conversation. Thank you equally. And on that note, you only rent orange juice, and so I'm going to hit the end stream and go make a deposit. So